tragic events of Barcelona are now behind us. Our remaining fighters are hard at work.
Because I love hearing about how things evolve every single step of the way. Can you tell me what the biggest difference is between how you thought the show would end day one when you first started all of this and the finished product everyone sees now?
The fact that we're in the final scene, probably.
I'm coming back to that.
Yes, I'll say that, but no, I will say, I think we knew that we were going to have Johnny and Daniel as friends at the end of the series, and we knew that, we hoped to have Johnny sort of fighting again. So that was a big thing. I think I'll say that watching it and as it unfolded, just how much of a joint victory it was between Johnny and Daniel is probably something that we didn't exactly predict at the beginning. I think we knew that we wanted Johnny to be victorious and we knew that we wanted them to be friends, but sort of when writing and then especially when editing that final match, really feeling like that this was a joint victory for these two guys together was something that I did not expect to be exactly as it was.
Did you always know it would come back to Cobra Kai in the end, or did you ever toy around the idea of maybe like Miaygi-Do, like Eagle Fang and Miaygi-Do together being the final dojo?
We toyed. I'll say we, in the earliest days, it was on the table of the idea that Johnny would again be running Cobra Kai. And it was like a Jell-O mold that was still not fully, we were willing to kind of get in there and jiggle it a little bit and mess with it. And as we kind of kept walking through the series, it became more obvious that it was the right ending, because the first time he got a hold of Cobra Kai, it was for the wrong reasons. It was bent on, revenge or payback. And then when Kreese got a hold of it, Cobra Kai got toxic again. And then Silver got a hold of it. But then you start to look at like the only guy capable of wielding Excalibur is Johnny Lawrence. And it was our first instincts were the best instincts.
The way you bring that home is exceptional. It was so incredibly satisfying to veer into characters now. So you have a lot of key characters you have to service. And I was really impressed by how you really do like wrap up in a satisfying manner everybody's arc here. But of the bunch, was there any particular one that I guess was the toughest to see through to the finish line? The one that maybe took the most workshopping to figure out where they needed to land?
No, it was easy. I mean, the truth is we care about all the characters. I would say the toughest, and I know fans will feel this this way too, is Robbie's ending, because, not everyone can win and get the trophy. And I think just ultimately felt that, you could still be fulfilled by the fact that Robbie has a bright future despite being in second place, that he's in a sense like a second Johnny Lawrence, this guy who, didn't win in his final high school tournament, but unlike his father, is not going to go on a downward spiral because of all the good mentoring that happened along the way over 6 seasons. So we liked that story, but felt bad that we, snapped his leg.
Well, the way you redefine both losing and quitting in these last 5 episodes, I thought was very, very well done. And it's something we don't really see on screen very much at all. I did think you were going to say Kreese, though, because obviously a very hot topic of conversation every single step of the way was, like, can you redeem that character? Can you guys kind of walk me through the conversations you had in terms of, figuring out the right balance to like maybe give him enough of that, but not excuse all of his actions.
Right. I think that was the balance from the beginning. And we told Marty, and it's amazing that Marty's probably let the cat out of the bag over the years. 900 times. But I will say that
catching kills out there.
Yeah. we told Marty early on that like our long-term goal was to have some form of redemption for Sensei Kreese. It was never going to be a full redemption in every single way where he's living happily ever after. But it was really the events of the Seikai Taikai where he gets to see a student that he had for a very brief period of time and in his most venomous state ended up, directing Quan in a way that led to his death. And that shook Kreese to his core because, we have shown in the series that Kreese had a heart early on in his youth, and he had a bad mentor. Like we always talk about the bad students, bad mentors. Master Kim made him the way that he was. And I think when it got late in life, he realized that he made some mistakes. He goes on his apology tour, and there's nothing greater than him having that moment with Johnny where Billy Zabka became a teenager again in that scene where between Kreese and Johnny. And it wasn't a full forgiveness, but he was able to get Johnny back in the tournament, and he was able to see the 2 steps ahead because he knows Silver well enough that he was going to step in there and do everything it took to make sure that Johnny Lawrence got to have his victory moment.
I love a lot of scenes in your show. That might be one of my favorites of all time. The performances from both of them, just exquisite, above and beyond.
100%.
Yeah.
So I love that moment. There are also a whole bunch of ambitious fight sequences in these final 5 episodes. Of all of the scenes, emotional, dialogue heavy, or fights, which did you think was going to be the toughest to film? And ultimately, was it, or did a different one catch you by surprise?
The boat.
Yes.
We were on a boat, and that's difficult in and of itself. Just getting that boat, out to sea and being somewhere where you're allowed to have that boat and do what we needed to do, and have drones in the air, and have Marty Kove and Thomas Ian Griffith on the deck of that boat, going at it. And we didn't have a lot of time, but that's the big thing on our show is there's not enough time. We write these things that you would shoot that scene for a week on a movie. We had an hour and a half for all of their dialogue and the full fight and any stunt action.
That was our last day.
That was our
very last thing that we filmed.
Very last thing that we filmed before as the sun was setting was that fight. And it was as hard as almost demoralizing as possible, because as you're getting out to sea, you're seeing the sun just slowly set, and we hadn't shot anything yet. And we had a big emotional, dialogue to film, and then a very ambitious fight to shoot between these 2 titans of Cobra Kai that you want to end the way you want to end. And the fact that we got it was one of the most unbelievable victories of the show.
It plays quite well, the finished product. Here's the question you probably won't give me an answer to. Last we spoke, there wasn't much of an update on a spin-off series. Has anything changed at this point? There
is nothing official to say regarding spin-offs other than we are working on them behind the scenes, trying to make our Cobra Kai fan brains are always thinking of multiple possibilities, and we've been working on stuff, and the hope is that there's something official to say at some point. I can't
get a concrete answer right now. That's the answer I did want to hear.
Yeah.
Keep working towards it. You really did something special with this. I just can't believe after 6 seasons, it has stuck the landing so incredibly well. Congratulations.
Thank you
so much.